Hello everyone. So today we are going to start our module 2 of chapter number 2, writing and city life. And in this module we are going to focus on the geography of Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia was a land of diverse environment. In the northeast, light green plains which had various types of trees and good vegetation, and they also had enough rainfall to grow crops. Here agriculture began between 7000 and 6000 BCE. In the north, there was a stretch of upland called steppe where animals herding offered a better livelihood than agriculture, and after the winter rains, sheep and goat fed on the grasses and low shrubs that grow there. To the east were the tributaries of the Tigris, which provided the routes for the communication into the mountains of the nearby places. And most importantly, in south was a desert, and this is where the first cities and writings emerged. This desert could support cities because the river Euphrates and Tigris, which rise in the northern mountains, carry loads of silt and fine mud with them. When they flooded or when their water is let out onto the fields, fertile silt is deposited. After the Euphrates has entered the desert, its water flows out into small channels. These channels flood their banks and in the past functioned as irrigation canals. Water could be thus let out in the fields for production of wheat, barley, peas, or lentils whenever necessary. Of all the ancient system, it was the agriculture of southern Mesopotamia that was the most productive, even though the region did not have sufficient rainfall. Not only agriculture, Mesopotamian sheep goats that grazed on the steppe, the northeastern plains, and the mountain slopes produced meat, milk, wool in abundance. Thus, we can clearly see that although the Mesopotamia had diverse climatic conditions from north to south, and in south it has the desert, but still it was the most prosperous agricultural land, all because of the Euphrates and Tigris. That's why most of the earliest civilization was settled around the river system. It was essential not only for carrying out the daily needs but also necessary for carrying out the agriculture. So, in northeast of Mesopotamia, there were the plains which were very good in alluvial soil, and then in the north direction there was the steppe mountains which were basically meant for the grazing. The east, through the Tigris rivers, the Mesopotamians were able to go from one place to another through the riverine routes, and finally, the southern part where the first urbanization began. This was basically the part of Sumer. Our another topic of this chapter is the significance of urbanism. The earliest cities in Mesopotamia dated back to the Bronze Age, that is, about 3000 BCE. Also, along with this, we have the great significance of the emergence of the towns. City and towns were not just places with large population. It was when an economy developed in spheres other than food production like it is today. In towns, we see that all the other activities, we have various kinds of services that are available, while the food production and the raw material that are required for all the things for manufacturing and carrying out different services are produced in the countryside or the rural area. Urban economy thus in Mesopotamia comprised, besides foods production, trade, manufacturing, and other services. City people ceased to be self sufficient and dependent on the products or services of the other people. There is continuous interaction among them. That means the Mesopotamians, the city and villages were well connected, and the cities they were also well connected. So everything was well connected. For instance, The craver of a sewn seal required bronze tools that he himself cannot make, and colored stones for the seals that he does not know where to get. His specialization in fine carving, not trading. The bronze tool maker does not himself go out to get the metals, copper and tin. Besides, he needs regular supplies of charcoal for fuel. Thus, the division of labor is a mark of urban life. Division of labor means the division of the work according to the specialization of a person in a particular field. Further, there must be a social organization in place. Fuel, metal, various stones, foods, etc. come from many different places from city manufacturers. Thus, organized trade and storage is needed for the same. There were deliveries of grain and other food materials from the villages to the city, and food supplies needed to be stored and distributed. Besides, many activities have to be coordinated. There must be not only stones but also bronze tools and pots available for the seal cutters. Obviously, in such a system, some people give commands that others obey, and urban economies often require the keeping of written records, which basically means that significance of urbanization or the development of urbanization or a development of city, it depends on the division of labor, on the specialization of the workers in a particular field, and the need for the persons to basically organize the whole city. That means there should be some leaders who would lead the city, and they would make the proper rules and regulation for the same. And most important thing is that when you are carrying the activities in different types of areas, then you need to keep the records that which item or commodity is going from one place to another. Thus the writing emerged in Mesopotamia. Another important factor was the movements of goods into cities. Some of the goods, like the small stones, tools, seals, or the food products, went. They were basically uh, taken from one place to another through cart wheels, etc. But because there was Euphrates and Tigris, and we also know that the water is the cheapest and the fastest mode of transportation. So, majorly, the mode of transportation that was used was the riverine routes of the Euphrates and Tigris.